There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We touch it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Qualified people who waiting to sell. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The brothers giving us care, the parents of them. The work with my life without fear.
A lyrical
Master.
Clay Paris, who make you again Sktv menu. Say my journey, Tina can ask my yamu. And yes, I know money, the more I know. And you love
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold rather lofa and grandbaza.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I forget it now ya to money. That's the TV, and I don't forget it now. Cause you walk on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold rather lopa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talk it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Qualified people who waiting to sell. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving are real and the promise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside, River G to Chide, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Cape Mount, Montserrat, Sano to Backwalu, from Maryland, Bonkan to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
Well. Indeed, Sktv, it is the best in Liberia. Sktv, it is the best in Africa. Sktv, it is the best around the world, right? Yeah. Good evening, folks. Good evening. You know, today is second Sunday, having to be the 8th of December. This is how I'd like to welcome all of you, our dear channel listeners, and other followers, our viewers. Indeed, today is the day, a day to the to the Capitol building, because mind you, so many things happening, so many news ongoing. But again, let me welcome you. Please share the show. Those of you who just following us through the internet, share the show. Go there. If you are having maybe follow the Sktv page, we are appealing to you and also urging you to also go there and follow the Sktv page. Just press follow on the Facebook hangout. Just press follow, and most definitely you're going to be part of the family so that you can follow all of our activities, everything we do here, all of our broadcasts and so forth. So again, folks, I'm Johnson Maybankura. Very soon, Monk will be joining me, and the rest of the team will be joining me right here on this wonderful Sunday edition of the Sktv show this evening. So again, let's share the show as we go along. So many things happening. Those of us who are sport lover, who love the football game so much, especially if you are Chelsea fan, also you just understand to celebrate, because we are moving very strong in a half. Let me see. Yes, we are moving so strong. With I told you on spot, even though they started with that kind of a confusing tactics, you know, they wanted to put sand in our gari, and they kind of more. Okay. So now it's around 4. We are already leading now 4-2. So we're not waiting for one more. There'll be Fatu Merit. Yeah, you know, for 2 years sport. Then I mean, now we are on top of again. So congratulations to all of us Chelsea followers, Chelsea fans, and Chelsea supporters. Indeed, we are happy because and the country mean have been postponed, you know. Yeah, man. Well, anyway, folks, good evening. Share the show. All of you, share the show. Today is Sunday. So many things to talk about. So many things that we're going to talk about here on today about the forward march of our country. But before that, also we will talk a little bit about you know, our neighbor right here in Ghana. Yes, indeed, their elections was on yesterday, and yes, it was peaceful. It was great. It was wonderful, and the people went out there to vote for their next president. You know, they're going to carry them for the next 4 years, right? Yes, indeed. So Ghana now they have a new leader. We'll also look at that and congratulate them and all of our brothers and sisters who are also here from Ghana. We want to say congratulations to all of you for a job well done. You know, that's the kind of thing, that's the beauty of democracy. The only thing is that when you elect these people, hold them accountable, hold their feet to the fire. You know, that's the, because look, like for example, Super firm. Hire me, for example, right? Say, Mabel, we want you to be part of our system. We want you to work for us, right? And they gave me their TOR and so forth and everything. Do you expect Super firm to be on my back to be telling me, Mabel, you got to go to work, oh, you got to go to work, oh? No, no. Or sometimes how we do these things. Some of us, when people give us responsibility, we want them to come and be informing us day by day. Go to work. You have to go to work. Do this. You have to do this. No. The only thing the management will do is they will always be guarding the process, the system, so that the system can what? Fall. Right? Well, if you're not also going to work, you are also making the system to fall or to even fail. Some of us, we get a kind of habit. When we're looking for a job, we are so, you know, humble, you know, with all of the talks, everything. But by the time you give us a little job to do, we now become fakao in your hand. And they're no different from our representatives, like our senators, even our government officials. They are no longer accountable to us, but they're waiting now 2029. 2029, they will come back to you and tell you that, yeah, you know, when this was happening and we were doing this, try to what? To brainwash the people. So when somebody gave you little opportunity to tell you that serve in this capacity, do this. Look, even if you are given that little opportunity, serve well. But again, Liberia is just far different. Liberia is far different from all the things that you're always thinking about. Look, it's not only the politicians. People that have been hired to do piece of work. You, oh God, yeah, the country is interesting. Yeah, let me speak to some of my people here. Morris A.M. Jabata, good evening. Watching from Ganta City, Nimba County. Good evening to you, my dear brother. Ali Masale, yes, indeed, watching from Maryland, USA. Good evening to you, my brother. All of you, just comment and tell us exactly how the Sunday from the end. Today is the second Sunday, the 8th of December. We already in the festive season. Compliment of the season to all of you, our dear cherry listeners, our followers, our viewers. This is your number one radio station. Let me say thanks to the management, headed by So, I'll come. What going on here? Oh, something is happening. Oh, okay, I see. So let me see what going on my choice. Sorry, Lola, how this thing work? Sometimes. Oh, okay. I'm seeing. Let me see. Yeah. Hold on a little bit. We're going to get to all of you. Yeah, so we okay. So let me just take this break quickly as we do this adjustment. Yes.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Monitor people who waiting to sell. Blessing that time and that effort are rest. The brothers giving us here and the promise of them. The work with my life without fear.
A lyrical
Master.
Clay Paris, who make you, I can't ask you to be venue. Say my journey, Tina can ask my jamo. And you no money, and you. And you love
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I wanna play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I wanna play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I forget it now ya to money. That's the baby, and I forget it now. Cause you walk on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lopa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Monitor people who waiting to sell. The flesh, that time and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving a real and the promise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lusa, from Riverside to Raji to Chide, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Cape Mount, Montserrat, San to Backwalu, from Maryland, Bonkan to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
Well, we sincerely apologize to all of you for what happened. This thing happened in technology. But again, let me say good evening to all of you. It's Sydney Mountain. I hope that's the last, that name is the right way to pronounce it. But again, good evening to you. And I hope that some of you will come on one of these days because, she also told she's one of the strong woman who always follow the show, and in fact, she have her own platform where she go there to discuss so many things. So again, folks, good evening. We're back after that break. And Mark, Mark, please hurry up if you let me see. Mark, hurry up and come on so we can start. But how be it, so many things happening like started. Yes, indeed, we the best. And Seko will be joining us to just chip in with some of our discussion here on today. So many things will be happening tomorrow at the Capitol building. So today, our entire talking, let me just make it clear to all of you, is about what will be happening tomorrow at the Capitol building. What kind of country do we have as a people? A divided country, because the lower house now, back to back now, they are already divided. With all of the ruling coming from the Supreme Court, what we're seeing press release from the other end, and another press release from the other end. So that means they are divided. Liberia is a divided country as we speak, because if our first branch of government is divided, that means we are divided. So tomorrow, what kind of Capitol building tomorrow will be seen tomorrow? A divided Capitol building that's still moving on with All of the time, the people been talking that go back and do the writing, go back and do the laboratory work. Now we are seeing another block or block who are quote unquote anti-COFA block, and we're also seeing COFA block with their press releases. So we're going to chip in with all of these things, read out their press releases, so on to you. Then later on, we also activate the line and hear your view as a person or Liberian, right? Hear your view, because these things are how things start. You know, when we say these things, some of you feel that we are joking. And the president sitting back and thinking that all is well. You know, like my uncle said yesterday on the show, Brian Tate, you know, way back when they were small, you know, when they were small as you know, young people, children, so forth coming, all right. You know, when the people used to hear the word rebel, I mean, rebel. So the people used to be thinking that, you know, you're not a human being. You know, it was looking strange. It was looking like, no, we really want to see what they call rebel. And you, that word, that just rebellion word that they call rebel, but because the people make it look like that the people that were coming, maybe quote unquote, they were not human beings. So they wanted to see how rebel look like, how rebel can behave, how rebel do things, how rebel, all these things. People were praying. Yeah, man, we want to see rebel. Yeah, man, you know. So my uncle was talking this, you know, some of you I know. And guess what? When the rebel landed, at that time, 1990, they didn't do pick and choose. They didn't do pick and choose. People died from the war. From the 1990 war, people died. Up to 2003. Some of us now, the only war we saw now, 2003. 2003, maybe from with some of you. At that time, all of these child soldiers, some of you that you're seeing today, where their life, they turn to Sokos, they turn to this. It's true, it's real. So these children by them, or the youths who want or quote unquote were rebels by then, or they were child soldiers, because they used them. They used them, confused them, tell them that, oh yeah, you know, you got to go to the bush, you got to go to that village, we got to, you know, do this. You will get rich, you will get this, you will get that, and they gave the young people drugs. Look, you know, some of us today, when we are, in fact, we are alive today and we are grateful. They want to call it more mortar or the mortar, but then 2003, when July, that was July, right, between June, July, when the war was intensifying, where the former president, by then Charles can get killed. You know, when he came on, he said, we'll make sure that we fight from house to house, street to street. Some of us were living Ken Johnson Road. I was living Ken Johnson Road. And all of the mortars, all of the wars, all of these things, look, we're just trying to tell our people these things that some of us, we are witness. It's not because we don't want to be talking about these things, you know, because these things already passed. You know, we just want for things to go. But what we saw, some of us, what we saw when we were younger, you know, let me tell you, oh God, it's bad, it's bad. But then let me tell you, I used to sell butter buns biscuit. Ask the people who used to sell that butter bun biscuit by them. My mom used to cry. Hey, I don't want to see your friend. Oh, I don't want before the people can. Oh, every time the woman, so that we'll be playing football, right? On that Ken Johnson Road. The ATU car will come. If you're looking for people, the people were there looking for people to go in front and to go for it. Catch people. Get people. Some people are willing to go though. People go in the front and to go in for it. What they were fighting for? No hay, no tay. That's the kind of country. Today, when I used to sell that border bounds biscuit, you know, yeah, I just want to go back to all these things because sometimes it brings, yeah. So I used to go Mama Point, go there, sell the border bound biscuit to people. You know, this is our job. People go and they want just people go and loot, bring it to us. We are to go and sell. That's just a kind of more, you know, the kind of more trust. That's no wickedness. People boss people. Just imagine the store will be locked. Then at the back, they waste, I don't know, is that acid water or something, and they open. They go and loot the entire store, bring everything outside and sell it. People buying it. That was the war. Now some of you today, you don't even see, you don't even look. Maybe because of maybe things change. And thank God for that. So when we used to go to Mama Point, we will use the Waterside way or the West Point way and move straight down West Point and go there and do our business. But there was no easier way again. Easier to go straight down West Point because the rebel fashions of former Charles Ganget Taylor, they were all in our West Point terrain. They're where they used to be. Then they moved straight to the EJ Raw building. We're giving us story, things that will pass through. So when we brave, what we know, we don't move it. I tell you, when you hear the word, but some people can say, "Oh, Papa, I respect you. Give me the thing you have on." That was the time. They wanna lie because you could see a 15 years old boy having long gone on him, hanging on him, long gone, hanging on him. You go stay in front of him. They were already finished smoking. He smoke. You don't care. So what are you going to tell him? You have red cloth. All of them, they tied this, they tied that on them. Now, West Point, let me tell you, I get to know that when you, all of the rebels, all of the government factions or the government fighters, and that they were having, most of them they usually have different type of clothes. The other good are fighting, so each way they usually have, I don't know what kind of tied up, shirt almost looking at, and a yellow jacket or so forth. Sometimes they usually call it out. But those ones that were at West Point, they usually go and loot. So guess what? And I'm just going to call some people Nina because they already, you know. So there was most of the people, they were all commander and general. Now, Liberians, fought high, pray to God, and say, God, we're tired with the war. We want peace. We want to enjoy our life. We want to build our country. Liberian them call on their traditional ally, U.S. and say American people beg you. Just imagine, Liberia ran to the U.S. embassy to Maban Point. People were saying matter, killing the people there. No fear. All these things pass. We move on. There were disarmament. People were disarmed. Former soldiers, rebels, so forth. Everybody disarmed. We move on as country, as people. Today, we are dangling, whining, and acting like nobody want to agree. Look, some of you out there today, before I even maybe go to the press releases from both parties. Councillor J. for Kofa, I don't know whether you are in country during the war. I don't think you were here. Most of the people, most of you, you run away. You are not here. Most of you. This country is bigger than any other person for that matter. That's why some of us will come here. We talk about Liberia. So when we come here, we don't get time. Look, we don't care about individual. Because individuals have their specific time to serve for. And that time will come and go while Liberia remain. So August, when the UN, when the American people, but that time now when George Bush Jr., come on and say, no, I think it's about time that in fact everything now we control. Say, Charter, you got to go. This story that we are explaining to you is not a story that will go and buy out there, or maybe we'll go do video. No, myself, I'm a witness. So when when George Bush Jr. now said that it's about time that Tito go, nothing could stop. That was it. Where that Liberia could be free. Because nobody could understand anymore. Nobody want to listen. When you call for peace, so the other person said no. You call for peace, so the other person said no. You call for peace, so the other person said no. What kind of country are we running? Baby Ghana, right here. Baby Ghana, right here. They have all of the best understanding of their life. They put everything together and say, no, our country is more than individual. So we got to respect the rule of law. We got to respect our traditional people. We got to respect the religious people. We got to respect the youth community. We got to respect the women. Look, we got to respect each and everyone in this country. But above all, the rule of law. But yeah, Liberia, nobody get time. And you thinking that when the rain fall, the rain will fall on only one horse? No. No. So when look. So when George Bush, because I know some of you now, you already enjoying the entire story now. So when George Bush said, tell her how to go, tell her was forced to go. Tell her not willing to go. Let me tell some of you today. Tell her not willing to go. If you leave with each other, by this time, like you were saying anything. Can you imagine? Can you imagine that you standing in front of people and you don't care about their life? You don't care about them. All you care about is you. As long as you are not satisfied, nothing there to make you happy. That means the way of the people, you don't care. That is not willing to go. He was not willing. Nobody should lie to you. He was not willing. But George Bush Jr. and the American people said, no, we got to take charge. So when Chatterton left, all of these holy and puri, the people, now UN came. Poor Judy Bryant. Judy Bryant was there settling up the interim government and so forth here and there. So this army went on. So look, yeah. Some of we have stories. You know, that river you see today, that old bridge right now is, yeah. Before they used to call it the new bridge, but now is the old bridge, or the Gabriel Tucker Bridge, or the Johnson Street Bridge. That bridge, that water is in today. Some of us will never need that water because no food. We were living on the side. The people that were living across, they were having food. But we were not having food, but we have money. Guess what? We used to buy a cup of rice, so now $100, $100, $150. a cup of rice. Freeport Black. Only the Land Rover group or the people on our side, they the one that were having the food. So we were not having the money and having the clothes. But they were not. You see the kind of world that we all went through. See, the world today made people to live miserable life. Some people lost everything of their life. Today, even for them to even come back to themselves is difficult. Some people even die from frustration. Today. So with all of these things, Julie Brown were there. UN came in. They disarm people. They bring the interim government. They bring in TRC. TRC went through everything. People confess all of their wrongdoing, everything. TRC in a recommendation that all of you rebels, as long as you fought war and your name is mentioned, don't do. You have nothing to do with politics for the next 30 years or 35 years. All of this thing was there. It stayed there. The people went Ghana in the peace accord. When they came back, 2 months later, they went to court and challenged and said, no, it is our right to contest. We will contest. And we inside today. So that move, that's the country we find ourselves in. When the right thing is not done, you will see yourself into all of this situation. Just like this. Just because why? Certain group of people want to please themselves. Certain group of people feel that they are in charge. And as long as they are not satisfied, nothing going to happen. And the country we're in today, now it's between the Kofa Black and that of the anti-Kofa Black. So what Liberian really benefiting from the entire fight? Nothing. How many roads, how many community schools, how many elementary school since October up to now are the people built for that fight? Nothing. But just because they want to show political power, or they want to be controlling borders, during the war time, people will be controlling borders and what region. It's bad. Liberia and Liberians have suffered so much to be going through all of these things. And, it's terrible, especially on the part of all of our religious people. You are still downing and whining. You are still downing and whining with the politicians, thinking that maybe when they're going get rough, you will escape. No, don't do that. No matter how close you are to that person, if this person is proceeding wrongly, tell them, no, I can't do it. I can't be with you in this situation. I can't join you. But if you feel that because you want to die and whine, we don't care, that just normal thing. Nothing is normal until it is normal. You can't be killing people, making people life miserable, making people homes to look terrible. You're talking about normal thing. It's not normal. So our religious people, where are we? All your children fighting, no understanding. And you are still with most of the blacks, either you on the other side or you on the other side. So this one, you waiting for America to come in? There's no need for be having or maybe for be having leadership. So we cannot easily handle our own situation until the day, because I know all these things are ongoing right now. By the time America gave one strong statement, everybody then they'll go back into their. Then what kind of country is this? That you will be doing the wrong thing until people, somebody else from outside will come and tell you that what you're doing is wrong. That's the only time that you check break. That's the only time that you come to yourself. Press releases, going all the way on the social media. Nobody talking. So the people say tomorrow, two of them, they'll be having their own separate, I don't know, the other group talking about budget hearing, and the other group talking about it's wrong, it's this, and it's that. So what's going to be happening tomorrow? So after the Supreme Court ruled, so that means the Supreme Court, God, my people, yeah, all of it, too interesting. Actually, sometimes I can't leave from the control, but from the way I've seen things, some of us now, I think we've got to go sit down somewhere else and just rest our body to admit. Because Liberia is stressful. You born in war. Then you grow all in war. No aid, no thing for your entire life. Everything you see is just upside down. Only right here in Liberia. President called a speech from opposition members. Yeah. What kind of country be this? What kind of country be this? And you know, let me say that quickly before we go to the line, maybe to either or maybe to go read some of these things. Whenever you have people around you and they continue to give you advice or advices or be a positive or negative, look, you have to be careful. Do you know during those days the reason why king by them or those kings they used to sleep alone? It's because they have to think. You know, you got to think on yourself and think about your life. So no, how come Melbourne is telling me that if I'm strong, I can win this case, and I'm looking at this case? I cannot, because if I continue to push myself into this case, I may likely cause chaos. But Melbourne is telling me that I'm strong, I can make it. No, let me rest my, let me sleep. Let me think. But most of us back here in Liberia, we don't care. As long as our advisor continue to praise us that you can make it. Baku, you're strong. Baku, you will be strong until you and the flyer go together. Are you grabbing something? Baku, you will be strong until you and the flyer go together. It's terrible. And you see young people who's supposed to be home with their wives and their children, teaching their children ABC, saying, man, putting muscle on, I could be strong at the age and time. So many things to even talk about, but it is indeed frustrating though. I don't care how some of you, how you even see it, how you take it, but it is indeed frustrating on the part of all of us as people in this country, even the media, heavily divided. Heavily divided. People posting for Kofa, people posting for Rachel Cohn Black, or the majority blog, as they call it. So what we're hearing. Anyway, that Liberia for us, where people prefer their belly or their stomach. Everybody wanted for their stomach, not for themselves. God. Look, if only I will remain a day until God call me, I'll be too happy. Me, I let my walking on me be free. I let my walking. I let my broken life. I don't call people. If you call me, I call you, we talk. But you myself, they say, hey, maybe, none of them can call me. Maybe you must come visit me. Go visit you to do what? Go visit you to do what? Go visit you to do what? If you want to develop the community, let me tell you, there are small projects. Sometimes people can be taken for a joke. There are 200-300 are going to give to one leg group. Just check around in your community. 200-300, some of you that you waiting for the person to come and you give it to them and the person go away. But the community people there, they are struggling, but you don't care because you want your political name to go up. All you care about is only your political name to go. So you call yourself strong man, you're strong, but you don't care about the society. You don't care about the people. You don't care about our next generation. No, you don't care. So that pretense some of you can be doing. So that pretense. Some of you, you just pretending. You just pretend time for election. But again, some of our people, when you tell them these things, they get angry. Make your community strong. Yeah. God, oh, Father. Make your community strong so that even for someone to penetrate, be difficult. You know why they say America great? Because every state in America, they have their own way of handling things. They have their own way of doing things. But the rule of law is there. You see it? The rule of law is there. Everybody go by the rule of law. So that, for example, if your community, in your community, if all of your community leadership, they are strong together. We're going to be saying that our company trail that you will send capital building and it will be the hotel for 2 months. No representative. We do that. Well, because you're not together, everybody fighting for their own interest. Nobody fighting even for the community interest. Nobody. So the community leadership is always a local head. People fighting people, young people fight, youth leadership, everybody fighting. So you see where are we? Today someone will go to church. Where are we today? Nothing moving. 1 year, zero. Zero. Only on top that are making money that are enjoying. And the same people that are on top there are the same people making us to be like we are, slave to them because we don't even know what we, or maybe what we want. So what they're doing to us is that they will continue to be, confusing us. Almost like we're in a wilderness. So when you can see where that's it. So folks, 9 minutes, claiming up to 7 o'clock. If we have the news bulletin, trust me, we will bring the news bulletin. If not, then we'll continue with the Sktv show up to 8 o'clock on tonight. But at 7:15, we're going to activate the line and interact with all of our listeners, our callers out there, so that you too, you can also be part of our discussion or what we're talking about here today. But again, let's be able to move forward, my people. Let's be frank. Whether you're from political party A, whether you're from party B, like we don't even know party. Sometimes there's some things if you want to do, think. Well, I don't even care. Look, there's so many things happening in the country though that we're not even taking notice of. People are taking our resources, carrying it day and night. But we don't think it. We take their coffee and the other people building, we set it on our head. So many things happening overnight. Lay down, sleep. So many things happening overnight. Your resources is going the wrong one. Everything will finish. Then you have no reserve anymore. Everything will finish. Let me tell somebody today, maybe you don't even know. All your resources, everything will finish. No reserve for your children. No reserve. So just said that, continue to be sinking and pressing them day by day. Most of the people, they have 4-5 accounts. Anyway, hey, somebody say suffering. Yeah, the people they are suffering. That one. So, Chair Francis Kofa, they said the official statement from the leadership of the House of Representatives. So, sorry. So it has come to the attention of the leadership of the House that certain absent members have organized themselves into committees to conduct budget hearings. And he's here. So we moved. We moved. So again, this action is inconsistent and contrary to the Supreme Court decision in the matter in the constitutionality of certain members of representatives. So, in line with this ruling, all spending entities are hereby advised not to honor any invitation yes, indeed, appear for any hearing not scheduled by Honorable Dixon Sibo, Chairman of Ways, Means, and Finance. So not to go most of the time, it's very short. For the COFA block, they just sent out a press release advising all of the government entities or those who are responsible for spending not to honor any invitation coming from the majority block saying that tomorrow there'll be a budget hearing, according to the majority block press release, that indeed starting tomorrow there'll be a budget hearing. So all of these government spending entities should be able to go there tomorrow according to them. But then again, the COFA block also has their own press release not too long saying that nobody should go there. Okay, so Monk is here. Yeah, Monk. Monk, good evening.
What's up with you? What's up to the audience? I'm not supposed to be here, bro. I saw you alone on the show. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
Uh, what's the update from your end? I haven't been following. Came very
Well,
late today.
nothing much apart from the same things that continue. The anti-COFA block have their own press
uh,
release not too long, and
eh,
and
go
the
ahead.
yes, and the COFA block also they have their own press release. So
Mm,
so we don't know tomorrow what's going to happen on tomorrow at the Capitol building
uh,
tomorrow because the COFA block they are also saying that all of the people who have been cited by the anti-COFA block they should not or they should not go on tomorrow or they will not go on tomorrow based on their based on their own rules or based on the Supreme Court ruling that indeed they have no authority to cite any government officials for budget hearing on tomorrow. So that's the drama. Monk,
For me, I'm not going to waste my time on that subject matter. We're going to let it to play out. I already took my position. I told you guys I know how it's going to end. Some of the so-called constitutional experts who believe that some of us couldn't understand the ruling of the Supreme Court, maybe they will be here few days from now. I just know that the executive will do business with the majority black, like I said. I know that the majority black will be the one to preside over the budget because that's just what they will do since they got more than enough number to do government business. And at the end of the day, they are so called because all they took from the Supreme Court ruling was that one phrase, ultra vires. And at certain point in time, if the fanatic cover block, I know if they cannot conduct a quorum, then the ultra vires also apply to them. So I don't have time to wait on that subject matter, and we will see what happens. I know I read a statement coming from both sides, and at the end of the day, the very same majority black told the spending entities not to do business with the minority black because they are not given that constitutional power for the fact that they cannot do business on behalf of the Liberian people. So no matter who say what or who say this or where they take their side, I know at the end of the day, when it comes to the operation of government, we know how things can proceed when it comes to doing the day-to-day activity of government. So I'm not interested in that topic anymore. We are going past that now. It will be the same rigmarole. Maybe one of the two groups will end up running back to the Supreme Court. I tell you guys, if you cannot push it to a constitutional crisis, once it's remain political, the majority black will have that leverage for the fact that they can do business. That's why I said from day one, and we'll see what happens the coming week. Yep. You following the activity in
wonderful.
Ghana and the results so
Yeah.
far? Yep.
Mhm. Yeah. So what's your take also on that election from Ghana?
Well, Ghana now they are mostly solidified when it comes to this two-party system, and the guy who won today, he was defeated twice by Nana Akufo-Addo, so it's not his first or second rodeo. Matter of fact, he's been president before. He got a long history, so he's not new. The Ghanaians have been experiencing something, and they think they don't. You see, sometimes, but for a good reason. Ghanaians have been attracting a lot of foreign investors and foreign investment. And one thing that keep happening, and the president, he never had control over that. If you watch any video, whether it's on YouTube or any platform, baby, you won't believe the amount of American and people from London, Australia, and Canada that are moving back to Ghana. And I'm not talking about visit. I'm talking about moving back permanently to open businesses in Ghana. So as a result, because of the huge inflow of foreign dollars coming to the country, it makes it absolutely tough for the locals. So the locals, they are not really finding it easy because let's assume if a guy coming from overseas and coming with tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars, yeah, it's a plus to the economy. But guess what? When you have too many foreign capital pouring into a country, it increases the price of goods and services also for the local. So if you were to go and rent an apartment in Ghana, maybe you could rent it for like $1,000 because you can afford it. Some of those sky rises downtown Accra. But the average person in Ghana won't be able to compete. So as a result, it put a little bit of strain on them. Even though the country is making some huge strides when it comes to their development, social economic development, but it's still tough for some people who cannot afford because they have to compete with a lot of people that are coming from overseas. And over the years, it's just been one thing after another. Their tourism budget, their infrastructure, they are building malls, they are building world-class hospitals, they are improving the healthcare system, they are attracting the legs of Jay-Z and the Caribbean, the Steve Harvey, and I mean like the entire diaspora. It's like they are trying to set the new standard for the whole of West Africa. And everybody is pouring into Ghana. That's what happening. So it's a good thing for them. They had a peaceful transition of power, and the vice president, he conceded gracefully because I think it was a shellacking. The guy is leading him by almost 12 to 13 points. Anything above 10 points, let's say 7 to 8 points already is a mandate. So the people decided to go that route because he had a history before he was there before. They weighed their option and they decided he was the best person to take on this tax again. But at the end of the day, no matter who is in power, the country keep making progress. They keep going from strength to strength.
That's the
That's
point,
why we
bro.
are yet to see in Liberia.
That's the thing there, Monk, that we've been saying, and we keep seeing that no matter what maybe happen in Ghana, but Monk, we got to go for break 15 minutes, and we want you to just hold on a little bit. After that, we will join you in a minute. After that, thank you.
Are you there? Hello? Maybe you can hear me? I wasn't getting you. Uh, Hello, guys. Can you hear me? Let me get on thumbs up, please, if you guys can hear me. I think Melbourne is off for some reason. All right. Come on, tell me. I think it's Melbourne telling me to hold on. Okay, Chief, I'm here. Oh, yeah. Felicia is telling me 100%. Okay, that's good. Okay. All right, then we're good to go. Yeah, as I was saying, these people keep going from strength to strength. Their country is making progress, irrespective of who is in power, whether it's the CDC or the NDC. We are seeing it now, and that's why we keep telling people when you want to make progress, it's not a single president that's coming to transform a country. You keep you keep winning incrementally. That's the law of incremental improvement. One president comes, he do 4 years, and we keep telling people on SKTV at the end of the day, we have to revisit. I don't know, maybe it will be the next election cycle that we have to visit it in the called term limit. You bring somebody into power, they're not doing well, and you want to keep them there for 6 years. Make no sense. Do this thing 4 years. Poor lawmakers, the representative and the president, 4 year presidential term. Maybe the Senate, make it 6 years because a senator presides over the entire county over let's just say few congressional districts. So you don't want to keep having election every now and then. But if you can give the lawmakers the Senate 6 years, president 4 years, I mean, if you deserving of second term, 8 years is enough. Or you put some guy there for 6 solid years of their life. You think you have 6 years to keep wasting? Other countries are making progress. You got a limited time to be on this planet, and people just come and just consume all your time. They come and steal. The country is not doing better. You put another joker there, he come and give you a worse experience. You bring another man there, it's not good. And at the end of the day, you are the one that keep losing your years and you keep getting older, nothing is happening. We are not going anywhere, nothing's happening, and other people are just growing by exponential margins. They are just growing from strength to strength, like I said. Whether it's even Guinea, and Guinea has far exceeded us. They are doing great. Everything is not their paper, but they're working. You can, look, I was in Accra for 6 weeks in 2021, just 3 years ago. When you go to a country, I keep saying it on the show, when you enter into a country that is making progress, nobody will tell you. You will see it. The action from the people, the way how they conduct business, the thing that they discuss, whether you go to the internet cafe or barber shop, the kind of a discussion, you will tell. You can smell progress. You can see the infrastructure development. You can see the way of life. You can go to Accra now, 3 a.m. in the morning. People can do almost anything. I keep asking folks, how do you think someone from the Western world will want to move back to Africa with his family to go and start a new life to open a business because they see the potential for growth? They see that the country is on the march, even though everything is not perfect, but they are seeing no major improvement, infrastructure, running road, electricity. 95% of the people country is electrified. All in the villages. I went to the eastern region, central region, Cape Coast, whatsoever. Every little town on the road, they got labor hanging there. I was like, these people, man, you got going places. And I wish we can duplicate that in Liberia, but unfortunately in my country, we are not even ready to start getting ready. That I can tell you. So I don't know who going to transform that in 2029. I'm not even optimistic about that because I know our people, they will put another choker there again to come and rule that country for another 6 years. So I'm not even betting on that. I'm just saying we could learn from other societies and try to think in moving the country forward. But when it comes to our country, the way how we're doing things or the way how we do things, I'm not optimistic about our future. It's just not there. Maybe it could change in the next 5 years, but I know we will keep getting mediocre results just because of the way how we elect leaders in our country. So I'm not counting on us to take a dramatic thing in terms of social economic development, in terms of pushing the country to the next level. No, I'm not betting on that just because of how we vote. Like I keep saying, people in Ghana, I'm not saying Ghana is perfect, but you can just see their country and you know that they are off for something bigger. You got hospital. The last time we showed that video, you got medical facility receiving drugs supply by drone. Look, oh my God. People using drone to send express delivery package, medical supplies and equipment, drugs as well, from one hospital to another hospital. And you think those people are over joke? No, they are serious about their country. They could care less about which region you come from. Yeah. They will vote for the person that they believe is competent. They will vote on issue. They will talk about tangibles, how the president was in power, things that they are not in favor of, or certain legacy that this president is leaving behind that will making worthy of maybe picking the next president. That's how those people are voting. No, in my country, people will look at a guy who doesn't even have a chance of becoming president, but in a county they will vote for him almost 95% of the time, even though they know that he's not going to be president. But no, they must succumb to their tribal sentiment, tribal vote, bad history when it comes to the war and all those stuff. So at the end of the day, you can be optimistic all you want, but I know success is not a mistake, and success is something that you must pay the price for. You got to lay the benchmark for success. You have to make a down payment into the future, and I'm not saying that in Liberia. Maybe when it's on break, yeah, I think Christian Lana is saying maybe when it's on break, but he didn't even give me the update. I mean, today is the weekend. I don't know if they got any news bulletin or something like that, so I have no idea. I will just keep hanging in there until he can get back. At least he will give me a signal. Oh yeah, Eugene. More Maluma said Eugene Fagon got control. Pass me around the bathroom. I know, right? It's more than laughable, but that's the reality like bro. And We just hope for the best. The most I can say is hope is not a strategy, even though we are hoping. But we need to see the tangible. We need to see that down payment. We need to see our budget and the priorities, things that needs to be invested into. And we are not saying that like our own lawmaker, you pay a bunch of guys tens of thousands of dollars throughout the year with all the incentive. At the end of the day, they cannot even settle their own legislative impasse. Can you imagine that? And you think those people are the one that will give you a better life, how can you be wishful in your thinking? It does not make any sense. It's not going to happen. We are talking about people who are supposed to be setting the agenda for the country because as far as I'm concerned, even though the president is giving you a mandate, he got his executive power, but the foundation of our country, the law, the rules, the regulations that give you a hope about the future are laid out by the lawmakers. They are the one, they are the body. They are the one that come down and project into the future and make the future investment and set certain rule and come with smart legislation when it comes to government spending and government priority. These are the people that we look forward to. But these guys can't even settle their own dispute. You talk about budget. People believe that someone stole 7 million in 2 years. We want our share. We want to put people on a committee. Is this how we will keep proceeding after 177 years and counting? When this madness is going to come to an end? And the voters themselves, we're not even doing ourselves any favor. We want to pick a side in this fight. We want to prioritize our political party, the political leader. You look at someone who never did better, and you think that because of your party, you want to give them a second chance. As some people do, oh, Donald Trump came back. Nana Addo come, I mean, how they call him said, no, Nana Addo, John Mahama came back. So automatically Georgia is supposed to be back in Liberia 29. Are you serious? Is that some joke? But anyway, that's Liberia for you. We will keep talking this thing. We're just playing our part just to be on the rest of history so that in the future, when we one day sitting on the tree and all we are all old and all our joints can no longer scratch, we will say yes. At a certain point in time, we were on SKTV, we were competing, we were talking about things that will move the country forward, and we were on the record. Mo Moluba was there, Nathan Blair was there, Felicia Wallo was there, and everybody that comes to SKTV, we will say we play our part, even though we don't agree on almost everything. But the one thing that I know that we will always agree on is people want to see progress in Liberia, irrespective of which political party or political leader. We just don't, or we just cannot find that individual, or we just choose not to suppress our emotions and feeling and vote for someone who is competent to get a job done. That's one thing. I mean, you can have a guy with all the ideas, but he must first be able to win. And looking at the demographics of voter and the way how we conduct business in Liberia, we keep recycling the same people that have proven not to be worthy of giving us the kind of a result we want. We just cannot divorce from them because for us, it's too hard for us. People know that some of the people that we bring to power, they are not worthy, they cannot get the job done. But that idea to suppress their feelings and their emotions and their tribal sentiment, to pick somebody, whether you let the president or not, who we think would be better, no. That's why they would never accept. So as a result, the country being the people being the victim all the time, every 6 year cycle. I mean, if you, one time on the show, I asked, I say, if people were to assess their life in Liberia, let me just go back as far as 2005. From 2005 to 2029, it will have been almost 24 years. If you were to look at your life in Liberia over the past 24 years, can you tell us, to be fair and honest, that your life improved by, let's say, 10 or 20% in all aspects of your life, living condition, income potential, jobs, healthcare? Can you look at Liberia and say, over the past 24 years, that we make some huge strides in developing the country? I don't think so. So the question is then why you want to keep doing the same thing over and over? Our lawmaker, like I said, typical example, the being power 6 years, you got another group that will be there for 9 years. 9 years of your life is almost a decade. I mean, the Bible said three schools and 10. You are here on this planet for seven for 7 decades. Okay, if you there will be people that will live way above that. But I'm talking about on average, let's just say 70. Now the life expectancy in Liberia is only what 64 to 68 maximum. And you telling me that you want to give some guy or senator 9 years of your life. Why, if it's not up to the tax? You want to tell me that we have to sit on the sideline for 9 good years before you can make a change? How can you make the case? How can the country make progress? We're not here forever. We are not here forever, and that's something our people need to understand. We are just visitors, we are just passing through. If the country cannot keep making progress and we keep spending time and decade after decade, your life is going by. And even for the people overseas, I always tell our people here, I say, we can send all the financial support to the relatives, the friends, the former schoolmates, some of your neighbors. But at the end of the day, no matter how long you stay here, at a certain point in time, you will want to go back over there, whether it's to retire early or to go back for your retirement, your golden years. At a certain point in time, you must also get tired of living in the Western world. But the question is, when you look at the situation back home, the encouragement is not even there. That's why Ghana, and the funny thing about Ghana, Ghana is a British colony. So you will want to believe that because of our history with the US and this tradition that we've always been doing business with them in every from the foundation of this country, you will want to think that people from the US will be flocking to Liberia, but they are going to Ghana because yeah, we got a historical tie. For nobody going to live in a society that is ranked one of the most corrupt, that have poor infrastructure, that we just got a report from Gallup saying that it's one of the most unsafe country in the world. I think number two and number one in Africa. Who will want to be encouraged to go and live over there, even though we got a historical ties, we got a historical aspect that we've been doing business with them, but not too many people want to go there. People want to feel safe to where they are living. They want freedom of movement. They want access to running water and running roads. I mean, or roads and running water. They want access to healthcare. If somebody from the US was to be in Liberia, spending time, maybe, like I said, the kingdom for the Christmas and New Year, right? And the
Yeah.
person got some kind of a sickness or illness, right? They want somewhere where they will be comfortable, even though Africa is not up to the level yet of the US, but there are certain essential services that should be available that will give people that reassurance. They say, you know what? When I get sick, at least there is a medical facility I can count on, that I don't have to buy a ticket to fly myself to the US. But in our country, you got public officials that when they get sick, they will abandon their own country because they don't want to make the investment there and fly to Ghana. So if somebody from America or from Europe or from Canada see people from Liberia fly into Ghana for medical redress or for treatment, maybe what you think they will do? They will go to Ghana too. That's promotion for Ghana
But
right
yes,
there.
Monk, thank you. But even as we speak, Monk, there are a lot of people already coming down, for vacation, for tourism and so forth. Sometimes the way you treat yourself, the way you do yourself, that will make for people to even come to you and say, no, I think these people they are serious. So that you may say behind the same, look, Ghana people are going to go to Ghana, apart from even Ghana, other African countries like Rwanda and
Oh yeah.
yes,
Even
people
Gambia doing better now with tourism. People
good.
are moving
Gambia,
there too. Yeah.
good. So people will always go to these places that you are saying. Number one, have the raw electricity. So when you have all of these things in place, at least, even for the time being, the person will be there for a month, they will be able to feel a little bit relaxed and say, no, I think even in less than 1 week time before I even go back to my home, at least I'll be able to have some maybe health treatment or maybe some treatment here back or maybe here to where I'm visiting. But some of these things are not here. People are also running away, like you are saying, our own lawmakers are always going out for treatment. So all of these things are all things that you're supposed to be taking care of, mom, that you're supposed to be fighting over, but you are leaving all of these things and making noise, making things look like it's just all about you who become who and who not become who. And Monk, you're talking about Ghana. Monk, even the current vice president sent out his message of congratulations to the president elect, saying that yes, indeed, congratulations, you won, and Ghana got to move forward. My brother, do we have the kind of people here, Mark? Do we
And,
have the
and,
kind of
and
people
one
here?
thing, maybe yesterday, I think it was last night, I was taking a deep reflection on the whole thing happening with our lawmaker. You know what? You know, one thing we said on this show, we said the Liberian people will be the one to decide this thing at the end of the day, and they will be the one to call the shot. That's why I keep saying the kind of a system of governance that we practice in Liberia, we don't even understand the kind of a system that we practice. Because if we really understood this thing, maybe can you imagine the particular scenario we are faced with from our lawmaker? It happened on 3 separate occasions. 3 individuals, like I said, 2 were affected for something that even the lawmakers could go and make amendment to their own rule to change and to settle. And can you imagine though, just because there is a provision that said you cannot compel your colleagues to come back to work, the belief for them is a political tool that they can exploit. That 2 individuals were affected, Alex Tyler and Erin Snow. You want to tell me 73 individuals that always sit under the same roof in a chamber, if they cannot even go back to their own rule book and just make little incremental change so as to avoid this problem in the future. If you are telling me those people cannot do that, just to refuse sentences, how can you believe that they're going to make the country to become better?
No, Monk, there's no hope. Maybe for Monk, because what you are saying, Lord Monk, because even in our news, not too long, Representative Musa Hassan Bedete from District Number 7, quoting on the how they call the Antonio law, right, for the state to come and interpret.
The Solicitor General?
Good, yes, to come and interpret, explain about what's going on, because there are a lot of misreactions out there, Monk, that people are now claiming veto. So it's just about which block maybe that will be seen as material. It's not about the country. It's not about Liberia. It's just all about them. What they can. So when you are saying Liberians, they have to come out. Look, even in our news, there are other one of the Ghanaian also, who also part of the NPP party in Ghana, who his party even in power, and in fact they were defeated. He also voted for the president that won, and he said, "I voted for this president because the way our government treating us is not the right way." Monk, do we have that kind of people here? Even when Koga doing wrong thing, they will say that Koga. Even when Kofa doing the wrong, they say, yeah, that Kofa will won. So that is just the kind of country we have, Monk, where nobody respect rule of law, nobody respect system. Monk, like I said one time during our show, if you come here, Monk, and your car, maybe police officers stop you maybe for 1 or 2 reasons. Maybe you have to violate the traffic law or so forth. Instead of you, Monk, doing the rightful thing, you will take to the phone and call somebody. Call maybe 1 or 2 or 100 or maybe whosoever point that you have contact with. And when you call that person, the person will call the police officer. And he will tell you that get the phone to the police officer that had the law wrong. Yeah, Monk. That's how our system look here. Get the phone to the police officer. Now the police officer, the only thing you'll be hearing from him is yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Nothing more, nothing less more, but besides yes, sir. So Tim, what kind of law you have? Like you just said.
And maybe, the funny part, especially when it comes to this issue of this legislative impasse or the stalemate that is happening in Melbourne. Think about this. The Erin Snow saga happened since 2007. From 2007 to 2024, it will have been 17 years. Yes. And we said a thing on the show. We said we got 2 options to solve the thing to make it as easy as ABC. You can go to the horse rule. You define what a cause is. You lay out a condition that will compel your lawmakers to even come back into session under the speakership, under the guise of the speaker. Or you can make constitutional amendment to settle the whole ambiguity between Article 33 and Article 49. Because they are open-ended, they leave a lot of room for people to explore. How many hours or how long does it take? If you are telling me among yourself, if it will take you 17 years and you cannot figure out a problem happening among yourself, then tell me, Melbourne, how can a man like me or anyone listening to this podcast want to believe that even in the next 10 years, the country will make progress? It's almost like Melbourne, you cannot recite your timetables and you're telling someone you can solve calculus. How can you, you're telling me that the same problem that persisted from 2007 up to today's date, lawmakers cannot even go back to their own rule. They are the only people that are given the right to go back and make laws among themselves. They cannot do it, Melbourne, because of the mentality, like Peter Stewart was saying. It's the idea. The way you think determines the way how you act.
But the problem there is that more. Let me tell you, like I always say on the show, right? It is the PRC system. So the people they want to, quote unquote, say, though then they brought military assistance, and the system is, but they are all enjoying the system. They are all enjoying the system, so they don't care whether the system change or not. Or in fact, even with these people, Monk, if the people understand that you are saying, this system will not change.
It will never change.
This system will not change, Monk. Where gasoline now, as we speak, is around $705 Liberian. For a taxi driver or a motorcyclist or a tricycle run will carry you and charge you how you want. In fact, oh my God, man, they could just do injustice. They could just, man, sometimes meeting us to what are we in? Talking about village. Oh, yeah,
That's the right description. It almost like, yeah, that's how it is. It's got like a bigger village, that's it.
Yeah,
Maybe if you see, if you see, maybe you know, one of the problems when I see things happening over there, and I always tell my people the diaspora, we that in the diaspora, it does not mean that we got some extra economic advantages for the fact that we live in another country. But the one that can help my feeling real, sometimes I can give people slack who are back there. Because sometimes when you are limited to a particular geographical location, your thinking is within the confines of where you live. But when you are given the opportunity to travel places like Europe or Canada or Australia or United States, maybe your thinking will have to change. We will have to do things in a way that will send signals to people back there and be like, you know what? Because we once used to think like you. So we are not saying you are wrong all the time. Yes, in most cases you will be wrong. But you see, people learn from other people. There are certain things you see other people doing that you will take cues from, and you say, you know what? I used to do things in some way, but because the way Mabon or the way Mon or Chairman Yato or Seku or anyone listening to the podcast here in the US would look at things, they say we're looking up to these people as well. But then when you got people who live here 15, 20, 25, 30 years, if you still get that mentality that we should keep doing business as usual back home, then how can you blame the folks that are unable or that are yet to travel?
It's like you don't want adding to our conversation because when I say this here, people say maybe you no because actually, Monk, that's why I say Monk. One thing, Monk, for me that we're observing into all these things is that our people who are also on that side, when they come down, they see the system, but I can't do nothing to have a change the system. So myself, so let me just join the system too and do the same thing. And when you're saying, you're right. And just flow with the system. Look, it's bad. Make that example. Be that one person for people to say, yes, this person is far different. Mom, look, how many businesses here operating by Liberian here that pay in time? That even I can tell you that yes, Mom, every 2 weeks we pay. Now coming from the US, how many businesses you get? Nothing. Everybody move for the same thing.
The same thing. The system compromise. Yeah, that's just why it is. And when you look at the term, and that's where that's where the frustration comes in. And I keep telling folks, like when we're talking about politics, about us overseas and our people back there, we are just one of the same. Left, over there.
In the US.
But he was the one telling you that funds were placed in your account and he had no idea. Can you imagine your speaker? That you were giving 1.4 million and somehow you work with 6.5. You took more than 4.5 million extra over. And you want me to believe that money was deposited or certain line out there were in the budget that you are not aware of. Like, do I look like a fool to you, bro? And you're supposed to be coming from overseas?
Mom, guess what? That your lawmaker too also for the US Foundation #2. I think I grandpa saw it. The papa said the hotel.
The men of God? The men of God saying the hotel? I see why I knew. Maybe I wanted to ask this question the last time. I wanted to ask the question. Maybe, let me tell you something, my brother. I knew I was missing someone recently. That thought came to my mind because I knew the men of God. Yeah, that the question I asked the men of God on the show, I said, men of God, looking at the way how government operated, kind of a back deal and the kind of an arm swinging that happens behind closed doors. Do you think you can be a man of God and be a politician? How possible can that be? And you just gave me breaking news that men of God stay in the hotel.
I said I play man. Other than enjoying, let me tell you, Monk. When you see the people like, when you go for the field trip, I can be like, Everybody, enjoying, eating food, chicken, eating this and that. Look, I had a look. So
Maybe you gave me breaking news on the Sunday. The men are going to the hotel.
The men are got part of the majority black. Let me tell you. So what they are, so everything is more. So when the people can say, maybe your food, you're changing, and not about changing. For me, now I can tell people more. No, some of us, just maybe we may not be giving the how they call it, maybe to serve. But monk, it is the system. I can tell people. When the system is set, look, anybody can be president. Because you're not going to change the people's system. No way. Monk, nobody going to give you a chance for you to go change the system. No. So the people's system, it is their system. You can't change it. But yet, we allow the politician to bring in their own system and suffer us, we the people.
Maybe that's where we can speak on both sides on the politics. And even our senior man, I always call her Pastor Gerald Comments. He always said the same story. I said, as a man of God, I think it's both ways. For the fact that our public official, we must first elect them before they are given public offices, right? Or public office. Maybe let's be fair for once. If you say the system is broken, individual cannot face a system in the country. It got to be the people that are in the position of power. That's how society is structured. And even you can be the richest man. There are two things in life: you got money and you got power. One of the reasons you see people that got money that even venture into politics, you know that no matter how rich you can be, if you're not in the position of power, regular people will determine the outcome of your life or set the agenda for your life by means of public policy, right? Okay. If we are saying that we want to change the system, who do you think is going to change the system? The people we elect to public offices or the people that are electing those to public offices?
Good. So, Mark, like
from your understanding, how do you interpret that?
Yeah, good. So we just gave you one news about a pastor, right? Or I'm a reverend or who coming from the US who say on this platform, I live out of my life and I do all of this and I do all. And yeah, Mark. Is the men not downing and wanting with the same system? The men downing and wanting and enjoying even the system. Sorry, he won't change the system. In fact, the men will even want for the system to even go worse so that he can always enjoy the system. But Monk, I agree if you say who should change the system. Monk, the people first. The people have all of the authority, they have all of the power to tell the people or those who serve in it what they want. That's the first thing. And I vote Monk. Monk, I can vote for you. I can tell you, Monk, what I want. And not because I vote for you or maybe I voted for you, that means they become master in my hand. No, Monk. So what's going to happen is that I'm going to tell you what I want. That means through the community. The community will tell you that, Monk, we want this and we want that. Please carry this and carry this message to your colleagues that this is what we're lacking and this is what we want. That's one. Because if it didn't work with that, Monk, nothing going to be straightened up here in Liberia. Two, let me tell you to the Monk. You know what the worst system get writing? Like for example, you Monk, you are heavily performing into one of the government entity. You are heavily performing, but just because of politics, they come and take you up. More move. They bring somebody, they tie up, and then they go down the drain. Just because of political influence, people who voted for them, people who supported them, people who were by their side, and so forth. So today, all of our systems just off and on, off and on, off and on. When the other sector is trying to even make little progress, they remove somebody and replace them by somebody. So for me, Monk, to just close, voting for who, not voting for who, it will not solve Liberia problem. You can change all these people that are today, Monk, and bring in new people. As long as the system is stated that, where today what we saw President Walker yesterday at the church, the Baptist church, I don't know what, sorry, at the Alpha Baptist church with Alpha, what kind of Alpha? Alpha. I
know that some fraternity without funding, we are shaking.
Good. Where were them? Do you see any of them around when the paper was one way and the other one, once upon a time struggling, or in fact, not looking too okay? No, but because they feel that they want to come and run a puppet to steal. That's all, nothing much, nothing more, nothing less. So the system, the people themselves, they can fight hard to make the system better. Thank you.
And for me, I will partially agree with you because when you say the system, because I know the system is just how you do business in the country, right? They kind of template or the roadmap we set for ourselves in terms of moving the country. My thing here is maybe
Mm,
the politicians themselves, they want the system to remain that way. But
mhm.
the one thing that I know, the politician cannot become politician with entrusted into public offices without the people first voting for them. Let me give you a typical example. If you are only going to vote for a candidate based on tribal lines, right? It means you are not ready for the system to change. If
Yes.
you are only going to vote for a candidate because you think he was a hero during the war for you based on your own interpretation, it means you're not ready for the system to change. If you are going to vote for a candidate based on the fact that he's corrupt and he's a criminal, he got bad record in Liberia.
Mm,
Every financial scandal that ever surfaced, they are one way connected. That's how they become popular. And you're going to vote for a candidate on that popularity. And not only for
mhm,
the good reason, for the wrong reason. If you are going to vote for people as lawmaker, not even appointed position, I'm talking about elected officials
mhm,
that were
mhm.
placed on sanction by the very same US. So how can you be making the case that the people themselves are the victim? Because if they were picking the folks with better character who have this competitive advantage based on the merit, then you will tell the politician, that, you know what, we are ready for business. Then you will tell the politician that when you get there, these are the quality of people that we are picking, and we can expect to get better results. But if you keep talking about, oh, the system will not change, but look who you are voting. And look, nobody in the private sector do have the energy or the time or the resources or the power to transform a society from a systematic standpoint. Only government policy institution can put that into place. The reason you can see people can get rich in other parts of the world because they tap into a system that the government make investment in. Also, when you hear well, whether it's Elon Musk or Mark Zuckerberg or Jeff Bezos, all these people became wealthy because of a society that made investment, that got better education, better system. People got job here, they can afford goods and services. So they just tap into the system that already put in place. But in our
Yes.
country, those things are not available. And if you keep saying, oh, the system is bad, the system is bad, okay, maybe you cannot change the system. I cannot change the system. The people who put in public offices are the one that can change the system. Whether it's at the free port, whether it's at the health ministry, whether it's about roads. So if these people, if you are putting them in power for the wrong reason, then it means the people who are being affected themselves are not ready to change the system. And I believe that's one of the reasons when people from overseas even come there, even though they come from a society that has system, they will be compromised because that's the reason people put you into power. Like, oh man of God, you gave me breaking news today. I didn't even know we got been boiling the hotel all the week. And you just gave me breaking news and the
Just
audience here that,
something.
yeah, that we got in the hotel.
You better take a trouble. Very, very big. Yeah. Actually, Mark, and that's just it. You know it.
Lord.
Mark, that's the kind of life that we all live here back home. It is indeed frustrating that you see people who you really think that when they come, Mark, that they will change things. But like you are saying, Mark, look, let me frank. More police officers are not everywhere. Let me just use it as one of the good example, right? But you people on that side, you people are the one also protecting the system, making the system to work. Even though the government, they are, quote unquote, over you people supervising, observing what's going on. But at the end of the day, you people are the one that also making the system to work. But for us here, Monk, it's far different. We will wait until the police come or whosoever come. Even for example, when you are getting into a taxi cab where the taxi driver charge any amount that you want to, and maybe car business is a little bit difficult. You are here other Liberians saying that if you don't want to go, get down. People will want to go. Monk, is that a system that you're going to issue the bill? It's polluted.
Hmm.
Yeah, indeed, Monk. Because nobody want to even listen. Even the
So
police will not
technically,
listen.
maybe
Mhm,
so
mhm.
the premise you're laying and the responses you're getting from me on this side. So you and myself can now agree that we are not going to make progress irrespective of how long it takes. That's
Oh, yeah.
exactly what we are saying.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
that
I agree with
if
him.
you are putting corrupt people and people on you voting on tribal sentiment and you claim that you want the system to change, but yet you keep bringing the players who are going to maintain the same system, then it just means that everyone listening to this particular podcast and you and myself can fundamentally agree that even 15 years from now, we still will not make progress because it means nobody going to change the system. Or
And let
even
me
if
just
it's
tell
going to
you,
happen, it's unlikely to happen.
and let me just tell you what the politicians keep doing to our people, Monk. They face beat. You know the face beat.
Hmm. The
Okay.
fake one, right?
Thank you. They do these things to brainwash our people, make it look like that they are doing development when they when they're ready. But Monk, after a certain time, you see all of the development. Look, Monk, the country is just look. And then when I move, Monk, another thing I want to
You
talk
want
about,
you're
Monk.
gonna take us or because someone will just tell me,
Yes,
oh, are they gonna drag me Zulu, man? I don't know the situation in Syria. I mean, it
yeah.
got
Somebody keep
some
asking
global,
you,
yeah,
yeah,
it got some global implication, but it's too early because they just removed the president fled Assad. He been there, they've been holding him there. Mostly the two countries that were mostly invested into
mm,
Syria, it was
mm,
Iran,
mm.
Iran, and Russia. And one
Okay,
thing
I'm
people don't
seeing it
understand,
now. I'm
yeah.
BBC. Yeah.
Yep, and the rebel group is mostly a Sunni. You know, in the Middle East, they got this rift between the Shia and the Sunni Muslim. They are in certain countries, and it's all about leverage. Like I said, international politics is mostly about leverage. And you got country like Turkey that is kind of a backing this rebel, and Russia. You see, that's why I keep telling people, uh, you gotta be able to engage into multiple wars to be considered a superpower. Russia was heavily invested into Syria. And you know the reason Russia got investment into Syria, Mabel?
Mm,
When it get very cold in Russia, Russia is a very cold country, right? Way up the North Pole. They
mm,
take all their strategic military weapons and they carry them to Syria because they have a naval port that is built.
mm,
Syria have a warm water, so you cannot keep some submarine on a frigid
mm.
temperature. So
Yes.
Russia, even their seafood supply comes from Syria. So they are heavily invested in Syria that they got a military base. And over the years, they have been propping up the Assad government. And another country that have interest in Syria is Iran
Mm,
because the majority of the people in Syria, they are also Shia Muslims or they from the opposite side, the Islamic sphere,
mm.
and
Yeah.
they in Syria, just like the way you see Iran can support rebel group in Lebanon to attack Israel, Syria is also on the border with Israel. So and Iran is Israel arch enemy as well. It goes back and forth. So they got vested interest. But because of the Ukrainian crisis, also now Russia have to focus on the enemy right in her backyard, and as a result,
Mm.
that focus or that resources they were investing heavily into Syria, they took
Mm.
their eye off the ball, and the rebels were
Yeah.
able to take advantage of it. So
Yeah.
Assad is gone, and he was a
Yeah.
dictator too. And the one thing they agree upon because yeah, is the reason
Mm,
Assad should have been gone a long time ago.
mm.
But the reason people kept him there because at the time the rebel group they were fractured, and America didn't want the same situation in Libya or Iraq to repeat
Yeah.
itself. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we agree the president is a dictator, but look at the people who want to replace this president with. In some instances, when you remove the president, even though the president is a bad guy, but the
Mm.
people who will take over can end up splitting the country, like what you saw in Libya. Yeah, you don't let Gaddafi, you call him autocratic, but look at what become of Libya today. The people who are taking over are now ready to lead the country and they are fragmented, they are into different segments. So you don't just want to give them power. But because the Russian took the eye off the ball and Iran also, so the rebel took advantage of that because they got support from other Sunni Arab countries that wanted to get rid of Assad. And they want and they think that Assad did, he was one of those that used nerve gas on his own people. And that was one of the biggest mistakes from our government here when they drew the red line. I think it was under the Obama administration that told him that if you use nerve gas against your own people, that would
Mm.
be the red line, and you would draw the U.S. into that conflict. And
Oh
you know
yes.
what the guy did? He
Mm.
defied the Obama administration and used the nerve gas on the people, and we never acted. So it emboldened him more to keep committing atrocities. And he was weakened, but like I said, it was mostly Russia and Iran that were backing him. But because of the situation in Ukraine and the situation with Israel now, his two major allies that were supporting him, they took their eye off the ball, and the rebel took advantage of that. So I mean, it's been almost 50 years because his father also ruled, And don't forget, he's a medical professional. The man went to medical school. And can you imagine? A man that's supposed to be protecting, like using nails, gas on his own people because of power. Assad. And after 50 years now, his history.
Among even the Russia or even the Russian or maybe the president, do you think that this information or the Syria president going to Russia, do you think it's a serious blow or if I'm losing the war because they're already losing the war? Or in fact they lost the war already?
You mean in Syria?
Yeah. Because
Say that question again. I didn't get the whole part. You are trying to ask a question on that.
yes. So my question to you, I'm looking at Russia losing the war in Syria and the president, because mind you, like you said, he been supporting that war on cover or maybe how you may call it, but for a very long time. But now with the president leaving, is that a serious blow to him?
Oh, it is. Because you don't know what you will get with a rebel. And matter of fact, the people that are aligned with the rebel group, the other countries like Turkey and other folks that are supporting that rebel group, they would not. I don't think they are friends with the Russian either. Because the thing about the Syrian war, it's not that Russia was fighting a physical war, but they have a strategic interest. Their seafood come from there. They keep their military equipment over there. So if you get a new rebel government and now Assad is not in power, then the Russians themselves they stand a risk of losing their strategic military interest in Syria because that's all they were fighting for. You see, maybe when you look at that, why I keep telling that why I say I'm against war. When you look at the whole thing about war and geopolitics, it's just about your interest where you can get. Because the Russians, they don't like the Syrian. It's not because of love. They just make this partnership with them because they believe it's a country that gives them that leverage to store their military equipment, to supply them with seafood during the winter when it's frigid and very, very cold in Russia. So it's all about you scratch my back and I scratch your back. You gave me this and I gave you that. That's just what the whole war is all about. So even when they say they're sending peacekeeping mission to your country, no, there is an interest that they themselves see for themselves. That's why they've been making such an investment. So at the end of the day, it's all about profit, it's all about leverage, it's all about you scratching my back and not scratching your back. And that's what happened. So the Russians going to lose that leverage. Maybe they could renegotiate with the incoming rebel, but I don't think that's something they will want to invest into because those people come with their own agenda. Their guy is gone. Finally.
So that means quickly follow-up question. So that means the war has finally ended, or maybe we shouldn't predict, or maybe we should not maybe say
that's
that way.
yeah, and that's my fear. The fact of the matter, it will still give the victory to the rebels because the president fled the country. So what can you say? They put up pressure on him. They forced him out of the country. My only thing here is this particular rebel group. I just hope they can save innocent life. They can protect the institution. They can avoid killing people indiscriminately, and they can consolidate themselves. Yeah, we don't want you taking over from a dictator only to come and commit worse atrocity than what the guy who you claim to remove did. I mean, that's my fear. But I'm not a fan of Assad either. I believe he's a bad guy. He might look cool. You see, he felt like he's about to cry. You think he's so innocent, but no, he's a very wicked individual. If you can use nerve gas on your own people because they opposes your rule, then it means it's beyond. Yeah, it's bad. I talk about biological and chemical weapons. It's way beyond. Yeah,
Wonderful. So
I
now
he
let's
cannot
go
be
to
my
the
friend.
line and interact with our people. I don't know whether you in a position also to take calls from that end. If not, then those of you,
No, you know what? No,
uh,
I can take calls from here. I
wonderful.
think I
So
think
those
they can call you in the international line.
okay, wonderful. So keep your calls coming. I'm back here in Liberia. The number is 077-285-961. We stay discussing Liberia Wahara. We're going to continue up to the day Liberia get better. So this caller, good evening. Yeah, go ahead, my brother. Good evening. Go ahead, Chief. Hello, go ahead. We're getting you your name.
Yeah, maybe this is David King. Maybe we are all for the long run. A long run in the sense that this country cannot be united under the current administration. But if the country could be united, then the president won the election. We're almost going to a year now. I think all of the stakeholders have been called by the president, everybody sit around the table and discuss the issue. But the way forward here, nobody knows. The president continues to divide the country. Yes, yesterday, my secretary on Lofas, he said, money wants the Lofas, the keys are there. They all have been dismissed. Venezuela position. So we can't have the country doing like this on camera. Because they will tell you that the only way around and say, when you talk about, I mean, as well for you, or people don't want as well. I mean, these are not cool. You know, country will continue to be divided. If the legislation is heavily divided, then what do you think about the country?
All right. Thank you so much, my brother. What you think about the country? According to him, his sister came from Lofa, and some of the traditional people that were one way or the other serving in maybe in the previous government, they were displaced by the internal affairs minister in Mali. Well, that's a country for us. Sometimes people think, or maybe people take 6 years to be like it's everlasting. You know, dictatorship is just everywhere. But keep a calls coming 0777 285 0777 285. Yes, that's the number. 0777 285 961. That's the number for you to call. Call here now. Let's talk. Today's caller. Good evening. Yeah, man, dear, go ahead.
My name is Joseph B. Nina, and I'm from Mount Barclays, so we are on the Anthony Weather Avenue.
Yeah, go ahead, Joseph.
Yeah, Nebo, thank you for you discussing the issue. I want you to know that Liberia, it is 103 pastors to go to the seat. At the end of the day, you will notice that corruption will still be there, even the pastors. Right? But the only thing we have to do here is to change our policy and to change our rules. Because the same rules that we're talking about over there in the hall, that were causing the struggle in this pocket, that's the only way the country can be developed. And to
well, so people, yeah. So let me just add to you, but you can't be sitting home and thinking that maybe everything will change.
Nothing will happen once the rules and policy are not changed. If we want 150%, that can record to everybody in this country, so I would die or in the war. If you know, to know you put it in like real politics for the president all the way down. Once the rules and policy are there, they will nothing good will come for them. I'm telling you something, because the policy that in this country is bad. One woman will buy one car for the 5,000. In Syria, you use nothing for one person. One would like is the lawmaker. That is national. Now they take it in 9 years, they take it with 3 cars.
All right, thank you so much. Today's caller, good evening. Please don't just stick to the time so that other people can also be part. Keep a call coming 0777 285 961. That's the number for you to call. Let's talk about Liberia. Hello. Yeah, my dear, good evening. Go ahead, your name and from where you join us. Please, you got to lower the volume of your monitor. All right, go ahead, my brother.
Okay, thank you. You were discussing something about District 2 Gambasa County, and you know, I was so interested in that.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, our population in this country is very, very serious.
You from District number 2 Gambasa County?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm Emmanuel Kenneth from District number 2 Gambasa County from Kenneth Town Center.
Oh, okay. Your pastor, the man. Hey, my man. No, man. We're not enjoying you, man. Oh, yeah. Don't move away from the noise. So let's call a good evening. Hello. Keep a call coming 0 trippers. My young man, please move away from the north. You from Buchanan or from Grand Bassa County, District number 2. Move away from the land or from the north, rather, so that you can be able. So the numbers to call is 0777 285 961. That's the number for you to call to be part of the SKTV show this evening. Also, we have our international number. Let me see to those of you who think. Okay, so the number is also there, so you can call also on the WhatsApp. Again, keep your calls coming 0777 285 961. Today's caller, good evening.
Anyway, hello, I'm Solution Junior.
Yes.
Calling for the Junior community.
Okay, go ahead, my brother.
I want our pastor, our lawmaker pastor, to read 1 Corinthians 15:36 and Psalm chapter 1:1. That pastor, he's your pastor. Thank you very much.
Now I'm gonna say nothing to hear me. 0777 285 961. That's the number to call for you to be part of the SKTV show. Look, we'll be talking every time you're changing this country. We'll continue to be changing until one day we'll bring Gina. Today's call good evening. Yeah, but they're going. Okay, from Riverside. Good.
I mean, one thing you say, touch me. Is do that around the president now. I said, chairman, we also before. County chairman. And Waka, sometimes he said, we the chairman who are running it with him. We later with him. The other person you see Kaposa and other people. But now, all the cash, all the director.
The protocol run and the protocol is a run, my young man.
You call the right out on you. You don't see what they want to go on the man and right. Right after our call, our main we will us, we will call it after our thing. And stay for the past 2 years. I'll call right after our thing.
Thank you, and I wish you all of the best, man. Yeah, sometimes the people that can be around us too, they can lead us into what? So that's kind of good evening.
How you doing, my dear brother?
I'm fine, man, dear. Thank God for life. Go out your name and from where you join us.
I join you from Johnsonville. My name is Mike Russell.
Yeah, go ahead, my brother.
I want to speak directly to our representative from District 3 from Maryland County. I want to know which side he on. He need to tell us, because if he fall on the side of the minority black, then we sorry for him.
But you been following the map, so you want to tell me since October, you don't know which side you allow me go on?
I'm always out of here. I was always in and out, you know.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
transport business, so I'm always out.
Oh, okay, no problem. Anyway, check
your inbox. I sent something to your inbox just 41 minutes ago posted. Just put on the screen so people can know what's going on.
All right, thank you so much. Yeah, let me go to this call. Go ahead, good evening.
Good evening, neighbor.
Yes, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, this is Charles Cooper. I call from Duforo County.
Go ahead, Charlie.
Neighbor, until we can change the entire governance structure of this country, we are going nowhere. Our governance structure is in a way to only benefit the high-ups politicians, not the entire nation. And maybe, you see, we are still using what I call a 38-years-old war-torn constitution. After 38 years, maybe we are not able to reform our constitution or to redesign our constitution to meet the 21st century demands. And Madam Eden was trying to do a constitutional reform. That document, I believe, is still with the government of Liberia. I don't know why they don't want to reinforce that.
No money, but the people get money for other things.
Let me tell you, how can you say no money, maybe?
Let me tell you,
our priorities. There are
hello, my dear, listen to you, though.
There are monies. I say monies. I'm using a plural form. There are monies in this country, maybe. If there is no money, why people buying 6,000 car? Why are our people buying 15,000 car? And why are they taking you salary? There are monies. But we are not prioritizing our priority. 38 years ago, maybe we still using what I call a war-torn constitution. We are in a third republic. Since 2006. Liberia is not a third republic. We should have amended our constitution. That's why everyone working on the constitutional reform. I don't know what Gordon Muzuska, I think so over that process. But just that naturally, nobody want to reawaken it. So we are calling all our leaders to reawaken the constitutional reform process. Because it's not so labor. That's why we are not even at the Civil Service Commission, all these things.
All right, thank you so much. I was can say nothing you will do. Sometimes, someone was talking about this thing, they're going to make it. Because this thing, you don't got to go for it. It's very, very easy. Mark, I think you got to, you want to read that, right? Yeah, I'll already jump. Yeah.
No, I mean, people can see it. Yesterday, the budget hearing starts tomorrow. Regular session resumes on Tuesday. That was posted 14 minutes ago from the other speaker, Richard Kuhn. Yeah, and that's why we keep telling them. I mean, you said taking calls, right?
Today, it's one of the churches today, Mark. I really want to hear from the message in one of the churches. Just say that.
You mean like,
yeah, man.
Yeah. Go ahead. I mean, today's Sunday. We don't do too much of the politics. We can just laugh about something. We just talk about the country forward movement because it's Sunday. and politics. You know, our country, most people go to church, they want to whine and get ready for the
John,
new week. So
John
we,
Mambo
we
said,
can do some politics, but not too much.
yeah, man,
Yeah.
John Mambo said, I'm going to start showing the news. What kind of news is that? So let me take it from there because so we take a few more calls and then we call it. Then we go
Yeah,
back to our yeah.
I know,
Hello,
right?
let's go. What do you mean?
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, I know we got no more time. Thank you very much. This is Aaron with you. Oh, no, let me just say something. The lawmaker just found out that we that elect them will not nobody. The people do not have regard for us. They are very, very wicked. They are those are the people that
But you
damage
can
the
be
country.
singing for the people too now. The thing about my brother, I agree with you, but also to on the other side, to all of you too, you're still singing for these people and going to them. Oh, my woman get breakfast. They won't happy you.
Let me talk that to you. Let me just say something to you. We are not sitting that. We are looking at them because when the day we take the streets, it will be no more lawmaker and it will go out. The president will just remain as it is to pass the budget and do everything. Because we tell them they will not be a lawmaker. We sitting down looking at them. We go out because when we get on the street, they will not be House of Parliament. It will not be House of Parliament.
All right, thank you. We take a few more, one or two more calls, and we no call it. Keep the calls coming. Those of you who are calling, 077-285-971 quickly. To this caller, good evening. Yeah. All right, go ahead, my brother.
Our constitution was come by the Liberian people two resolutions. How do you call it? Yeah, that extension of the constitution that you have had in the house there, I against it totally.
Well, your line may you go off. So if but Mark, anyway, before we go, yeah. So Mark, we're almost out of our time. So I wrap things up and go. And
You know,
finally,
I don't like to remind people, and we don't want to play too much politics. I can remember the last time we were having election in Liberia, which was just a year over ago. There was one candidate in the race
so I come here,
that came.
Mark, your man John
Yeah.
Mamlo call it. So yeah, so
Okay.
let's
Okay.
call
Yeah.
John Mamlo. Yeah, John. Hello. Hello, Chief. Where are you? But why you in also? Why you gotta look? Hmm?
Everybody knows what the Supreme Court has said. I'm in America.
We're gonna level with the Malo also. You
Yeah,
know,
man, Mr.
SKT,
Mamlo,
you communicate with somebody.
yeah. Mr. Mamlo, we won't get you clear because when you come up here, yeah, yeah. So, Monk, go ahead when you call back. Mr. Mamlo, just lower the volume of your television because I guess maybe our causing noise at the back. Yes.
Yeah, remember, you can hear me now?
Yeah, we're getting you. Go ahead, Chief.
Yeah, I was saying to stop showing tabloid news because everybody knows what the Supreme Court has said, and Richard Moore shouldn't be purporting himself as the speaker. But anyway, what we're talking about the Liberian issue, you know, I think the problem is the miseducation of our people. We haven't taught our people properly. We haven't taught them to love their country. And all of these things take decisive effort. You got to be intentional in doing those things. It's like in America here. Everything the children do from the time they baby till they grow up is all about them loving this country. From the cartoon they watch to the games they play, it's all about loving America. We're not doing this thing. And that's why our people are not loyal to the country.
So that means,
they're not loyal to the country, they're not loyal to themselves and their interests, their personal interests, and so they vote in that direction. So even when you're telling them what's good for them, they don't want to hear it because they don't feel like they will be a part of it. And that's why I said before, the one system, one party system was better for us. Until we get the required educational requirement, one system one party system is the best part.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Maulo. I wanted to ask you a few questions, but because of time, yeah. So,
Yeah.
so yeah, listen to Mr. Maulo. Go
Yeah, the
ahead.
old hand. I listen to the old hand. I
Yeah.
always give him that courtesy. He got a lot of experience
Let me say
and
something more.
yeah,
That, yeah, let me talking about the kind of education that we put in our young people. You're right, because most of the
yeah,
time, Monk, the people teach meditation instead of
yeah,
engineering, all the kind of
yeah.
more technical things and so
And
forth.
that's it.
No, but go ahead, my
That
brother.
that that's what the people do in other countries. And he said it right. The education, the miseducation, and the whole thing about law for country, and even civic were taught in schools in Liberia, and we stopped that. So you cannot expect the upcoming generation. Everybody just believe that what they are seeing in Liberia today have always been like that.
Mhm,
That's the message we keep sending to the old to the younger generation.
mhm,
And the sad part about that particular narrative is the idea that the young people they are in majority. So if we give them the narrative that what they are experiencing is normal, then it means we will not get a better Liberia because they cannot relate to nothing better. All they know that they country been corrupt, they country been dirty, no rule, no running water. So if the people, the generation that knew better before, if that's what we keep teaching them, and Mr. Mahmoud said it right, the miseducation, then my brother, you can just catch Liberia Guba. Because these people are the one that will be the future leaders in the next 10 to 15 years. They are the next generation that's coming out. So if they believe that what they are saying now, that what Labro have always been from 1822 to now, then how can you be hoping that the country will do better? That's the logic I can never get when people say Labro will rise again. I say you are fantasizing. It makes no sense. It won't happen. You won't see it because it's not realistic. And the last caller said something about we need to go to a constitutional reform. I said, you know that why they say election have consequences. If you can remember, of all the candidates that
mhm,
ran in Liberia, it was only one candidate that said we should do a constitutional reform, that we should do legislative reform,
mhm,
tax reform, electoral reform, and
mhm.
regulatory reform for business. You can tell me who said that? Who was pushing that idea?
I think Atiwa Gonglo, right?
No, it's Alexander Cummings. That was the main message of his campaign. Because he understands that if he can't get anything right, the country not going anywhere. Why you think your lawmakers now they are stuck when it comes to their own rules and regulations and who's to cover? Because the Constitution, there are certain provisions they will always weaponize it. And I think it was Felicia Waller that said that. She said something profound, one of her comments. She said, why were you wanting for them to make the amendment when in fact those provisions were put in the Constitution for them themselves to exploit?
Mhm.
So even the people who are claiming to be victims, they were also one supporting this thing before. That's why they can never change it. Maybe you cannot have a problem that persisted for 17 years that you can change among yourself and it keep affecting other people moving into the future. It makes no
Mhm.
sense. So at the end of the day, the politician could care less, the voter themselves could care less. That's why I keep telling people the only reason SKTV is here, we just want to be on the record so that in the future, when push comes to shove to say they like the Mong, the Melbourne, the Miata, Sterling Herring, the Beta Stewart, the Riverset Pro, we were all here pushing this agenda, even though we didn't succeed, but at least history will bear account and witness of our hard work and the things that we did on SKTV platform. That's how I see it. But
Thank you
maybe
so much. Yeah,
thank you again, you did well for taking the show for almost an hour before I could get here.
yeah. Thank you so much, my dear brother. And I wish you all the best. And we see you on tomorrow by the grace of the Almighty God. Have a very beautiful Sunday. Enjoy your Sunday. And to all of you, our follower, our viewer, but Monk, let me say this quickly before you go to all of our people, Monk. You see, and you just said something about the people themselves, you know, you know, doing these things. Because Monk, why would you want to go to lawmaker house because your wife gave birth or your girlfriend or whosoever? Like, Mom, you
Mm,
continue to interact, you putting yourself
yeah.
into a trap that you're not easily survive from. And how we look to the
Hmm.
monk.
Yeah,
We
and then
put
you're gonna complain
ourselves
about corruption.
good. Mom, do you think where the lawmakers are getting the money from? They say corrupt
Yes,
money.
yeah.
Or you go for the same corrupt money, then you can man will get nowhere
But
to
at the
go.
same thing I told you from the beginning of this whole thing, the same thing I told you, even what happened with our lawmaker. From the moment I got to understand this money that been changing hands on the various committee in the house and the political maneuvering that been happening behind the scene, I still certain people think that the current speaker he walked away with millions of dollars, and for them, they won their fair share and think that they can use or political maneuvering to get him out to get their share, because at the end of the day, it's all about the budget. That's why it's all about. That's why I say, okay, the very same people who keep complaining that someone is violating the Constitution, these people at a certain point in time will be on the other side, because if they were not on the other side, we would have settled this matter before, even in their own standing orders and rule. But like Felicia Wallo said, they are not interested in that, and that's why I know they are not interested in that. It's all about because it affects us now, so we are on this side. That's why I keep telling you, I could care less about who become the victor in this whole process. I could care less about who becomes speaker, because the one fundamental truth that I know, it is not done because they love the Liberian people, because they respect the Constitution. It's all about greed, all about power, and all about money.
So your pastor enjoy it. Let me just let you know. Maybe you don't know.
Yeah, like breaking news coming up, guys, today on a Sunday, man. They said men are going to the hotel to relaxing.
Go ahead, no.
But remember, that's why the Bible said the judgment will start in the church, because the people who will look up to that will be setting the standard. Look at our traditional chiefs and elders. Look at our religious figure, and even the one that choose to play politics. Because I told you on day one, there is no way you can be a religious man or religious being and say you want to engage in active politics, especially in the legislature of all places. It won't work. It cannot work. You either stick with God or you play the politics. And unfortunately, the men of God, I think he play the politics. I think he can kiss the God issue goodbye. Yeah.
Even if I in a church, I can be like I can be on a church. Well, I'm good now, my brother. Thank you so much.
Yeah, my man, go enjoy yourself with your family, man. We'll do it again.
Yeah, thank you so much. So, folks, that's it. Thanks to all of you for your support and for your listening role. To all of our viewers, our supporters, indeed, this is the SKTV show. This is where we come. We talk nothing less but Liberia. So, all I can say to all of you is, let's talk Liberia. Mr. Mangulo, is just near it. Almost all of the schools here in Liberia, they teach what? Meditancy. Nothing more. High school in this country, no trade school or no vocational school there. Most of our high schools here in Liberia. So by the time you graduate at the age of 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, you have to go to some nearby computer school and go there. From there, you go to other school if you want to learn something. You should be going up and down. That's the kind of country we live in today. No love, nothing. People get to eat, me, myself, and I. That's it. All of the resources are going to. Good night, Joe. Good night to all of you, man. We gotta go, folks.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Qualified people who waiting to sell. Blessing our time and our efforts are rest. The project is giving us care and the promise of them. So welcome my life without care.
I live
Master.
Clear body, so I'm you. I can't Sktv menu. Say my journey, Tina can I say my yamu. And yes, I know money. And I know. And you love
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
And I Guinea ya tumare, and a Sadia ya tumare, and a Conakry ya tumare, and a Codova ya tumare, and a Guinea ya tumare, and a Sadia ya tumare, and a Conakry ya tumare, and a Codova ya tumare, and a Pagayana ya tumare, SKTV, and a Pagayana. Tosi wako maya tumare,
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
can do. We bringing good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcasts and connecting people and culture from here. I'm part of the club. Qualified people who waiting to sell. The flesh, the time and the efforts are red. The broadcast we giving a real and I promise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside, River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Cape Mount, Montserrat, San to Bacalu, from Maryland, Bonk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.